So, a Strat, a Tele, and a Les Paul walk into a bar. Well, hello there everyone, how is it going? Welcome to Monday! So, hope you had a great weekend, and we're talking about why you need all these guys. Why you need a Tele, why you need a Strat, why you need a Les Paul. And they don't have to be necessarily like, Gibson Les Paul, Fender Tele, anything like that. It could be, like different versions of it from different brands. The point is, these three guitars are very, very, iconic, and they offer such a perfect array of sounds, at least in the music that I play, for rock music and blues and stuff like that. They fit so well, and what I found is they all three have particular jobs. Sometimes you mix those jobs up, but like in a usual setting when I'm recording, they all have jobs. So I was kind of thinking like you really need all three of these guys. Now, what do we say about this beast? This is one of my babies of guitars, and this thing weighs a ton. It's like 12 or 13 pounds. It's extremely heavy. This is a 1979 Les Paul KM. So basically, this is the riff machine for me. When I play this thing, if I'm trying to write rock riffs, bluesy stuff, this is the guitar that I go to. Or this style of guitar. I have the Acacia Guitars now, which that has really been, fighting with this one. They're really duking it out to see which one's the riff guitar now. But since we're talking about strictly Les Pauls right now, this guy, I'm so inspired when I pick this thing up. You really have to work for the notes. It's not the easiest guitar to play, and it sounds dumb that you'd be like, oh, well, actually, I like that you have to fight to play it. But I actually do. I like that this guitar makes you work for those notes. It's this gritty kind of guitar that's just like, yeah, you know what? It's kind of hard to play, but that is, I think, what makes you play the different way. And you just end up playing with attitude, because you're almost like mad at the instrument. You're like, ugh, this is so, like, I want to play the riff right, So you're bending the strings. It's a little bit out of tune, but it sounds okay because it's rock and roll and all that stuff. So a Les Paul is my go-to like rhythm side. So I have the Tele usually when I record on one side, Les Paul on the other, and they fit together so perfectly. In this particular Les Paul, everyone who plays it, it sounds like a thicker Tele is what it sounds like. It's got that real nice twang that I like in Les Pauls. It's not the super low indie kind of Les Paul sound, but yeah, that's what this Bad Mama Jamma is for me. My love of Strats continues. Although like I said, I'm a huge fan of the other two. A Strat is what I originally felt at home on, and I think a Strat is the most comfortable of all of these to play. I mean, you've got your comfort cuts. This is a VG, so it's a little bit different. But basically, it's an American standard, and it fits, your body like a glove. It just fits right here. It's such a round feeling instrument. It just feels very inviting to play, I guess is a good way to put it. And, that's with any like Strat style. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't have to be a Fender, but, I love it. I think it has the, you know, widest range of tones, obviously, with the 5-way selector. You can combine pickups and all this kind of stuff. I tend to use Strats, though, more for lead stuff, which is what you probably saw me playing. A more like Hendrixy kind of like style. Well, not because Hendrix played Strats, but maybe so. Maybe, you know, my mind, I associate certain things with each guitar, but, you know, I don't play the Strat like I do the Tele. You know, and that's why you need all three of these guitars, because you have different approaches to each one. They all have their own home, their own spot in your, like, arsenal of playing, and it makes it all just so, like, fun to play these different ones, to switch and see what it brings out of you as a player. So a Strat, like I said, lead stuff is really where this one works for me. A neck pickup on a Strat is probably my favorite tone in the entire world. Actually, it is my favorite tone. So let's talk about the Telecaster here for a minute. So why do you need one of these things? Like I said, you know, I tend to play each guitar differently. I approach it differently. They're not all just, you know, a guitar. They're a different kind of like entity, almost, I guess is the way you could put it. And the Tele, I tend to be a little bit more brutal with it. You know, this one is missing some stuff. It's because it's such a raw instrument. You know, it's just this, I mean, like, I call a Tele basically a hunk of wood with some strings on it. It's so bare bones. I love it. You got a 3-way switch, 2 pickups, a tone knob, which I never use, and it sits perfect in a mix, always. If I have, like, a guitar that I always want in a mix when I'm recording, like, my own stuff, if at all possible, I like to have a Tele in there. It sits, it's weird. It's like this full, round, crisp sound. Now, only a Tele has that sound. Partners extremely well with humbucker guitars to really make a mix pop and just sound real bright and crisp, because it's not too twangy. Like a Strat can be a little bit brittle sounding for rhythm stuff, for like riffy, you know, kind of like rock and roll jams, but a Tele just sits right in there perfectly. And like I said, you know, I play it differently. I tend to play it more aggressively out of the 3. I don't know why. It makes me want to play more groovy stuff. I like the pluck and the pop of it. It's got a twang. Again, it's like, you know, an essential Tele kind of sound. And I think that it's a crucial, of the 3, I think a Tele is probably the most important one, I would say, to have in your arsenal of stuff. It just has such a unique sound to it, and I love Teles. I used to hate Teles, but you know what? As I got older, I fell in love with them, and they're just a unique instrument, you know, simple, bare bones, rock and roll guitar. Alrighty guys, that's gonna be finger guns. Pew pew. So that's gonna be it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you would, smack it with a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, check out all kinds of other stuff on the channel. I'll be back with another video before you know it. See you guys later. Peace out, homies. Keep on rocking, and I'll see you later.